It's a truly shocking case. In December 2020, a plane was due to go to Jamaica, taking with it 23 foreign criminals. But 67 members of Parliament wrote a letter to say this is outrageous. It's the Windrush scandal writ large. And Naomi Campbell and other celebrities got involved to say this is absolutely beastly. And the deportations didn't happen. Well, a few months afterwards, Ernesto Elliot, and if any of you have seen the video footage online of him fighting against another man with a machete in the street, it's all pretty brutal, bloody and awful stuff, committed murder. That murder would not have happened if he had been deported. But it isn't just him. You know, just last week in Glasgow, a failed African asylum seeker was convicted of rape. He'll serve up to 6 years in prison, probably more, probably less. The judge said when he's released, he faces a very high risk of deportation. Well, hang on. Had a failed asylum seeker been deported, this rape would never have happened. And I've got a long list here of failed asylum seekers committing serious crimes. So whether it's foreign criminals, whether it's failed asylum seekers, we appear to be literally incapable of deporting almost anybody. I wonder why this is. Well, Ivon Sampson is, of course, an immigration lawyer and a regular on this show. Why, Ivon, why are we so... I mean, this case is ghastly, but it's one of many. Why are we so impotent?
Well, we've got strong laws to deport people. In fact, if you commit an offence which carries 12 months or more imprisonment, it's automatic, subject to human rights. Now, but this...
maybe that's the key.
This case is exceptional because we've got this guilt factor for the Windrush. The Windrush connection has something to do with this case, I believe, that people felt that, you know, that they were being victimised in there. But if you look on the balance, how many people who win human rights claims go on to commit murder, you have to look at this in the balance. But I agree with you, if you commit serious criminal offences, then you should be deported. The laws are there to do that. Article 5.1 of the 71 Act gives the Home Secretary powers to deport someone on conducive to public good grounds. Again, if you commit an offence which carries more than 12 months of prison, automatic.
But you see, the last Home Secretary was Priti Patel. She was Home Secretary at the time of this Ernesto Elliot case. And she says that she found herself up against, you know, public opinion, celebrities, scores of Labour MPs, and human rights law. You know, I mean, and I know you're a supporter of the concept and the principle of human rights law, but doesn't it render us impotent to do things? If a judge, you know, if somebody can claim they've got a family connection here or whatever it is, I mean, isn't it time for a reappraisal, Ivon, is really what I'm saying?
I sympathise with the victim and his family, obviously, and cases like this justify what you're saying, but it's the price we pay for freedom and rights of individuals against state interference. It's sad, I agree, but it doesn't mean we just throw the whole of the legislation out.
But are these, okay, but these can be, you know, rights that we have within our own country, or they're rights given to us and adjudged by the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg. Shouldn't we be doing this? Shouldn't Brexit Britain, and a country that since Magna Carta has had a long tradition of actually doing this better than many other countries, aren't we fit and capable to do this on our own?
We are, but if we were to draft our own Human Rights Act, it would mirror the Human Rights Act we have now. These principles are fundamental protections for every human being.
Yes, but at least...
Drafted by UK lawyers, by the way.
But at least... and we're talking about ultimate arbiters in terms of the Northern Irish relationship, at least then the ultimate arbiter would be our Supreme Court, not a court in Strasbourg.
I've always said to you that if I'm going to challenge the government, I don't want that state's court looking at my challenge. I'd much rather have an outside arbiter if you're challenging a state. That's got to be fair.